So I am joined here with MJ at Celebration, and I was going to talk to her a little bit about how she started in the real estate industry. So thank you for spending some time with me. I know it's busy out here at Celebration.
You're welcome. Pleasure to be here.
So can you tell us about how you began in the real estate industry?
I am a real estate baby. I got my license in 1982 while I was in college, but really my real estate career started in the backseat of my mother's Chrysler wagon because she started selling real estate in 1972. I was 8 years old at the time, and that was my first introduction to real estate. So as my mother went and showed property, my sister and I sat in the back seat, did colorings and things like that. So those are my first really memories of real estate. And since then, you know, I went to graduate high school, and my mother started her own company after working for a broker, so I came to work for her when I graduated from Bentley in 1986. So
yeah.
I actually got my license up in Massachusetts while I was going to college, and I came home and I was supposed to go to law school, and while I was waiting to go to law school, my mother said, oh, why don't you come down and help out in the real estate company. And my first 6 months of business, I think I made $50,000, and for a 21-year-old, that was a lot of money.
Yeah, it'd be hard to turn that down.
Yep. So, lawyer, you know, being an attorney and being a lawyer was kind of being put on the back burner.
Yeah. So you basically cut your teeth on the real estate industry.
Yeah, exactly.
In the Chrysler wagon. Yeah,
well, you got the,
right.
you know, you have the bug in you. You know, you
Yes.
have it in you, and then something like that happens, and you know, there's just like no stopping you from there. So.
Yeah, so it was kind of like an apprenticeship, pretty much, because you watched your mother do it for so
Right,
many years,
right,
and
yeah.
saw what it was like for her through the decades.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I saw what the real estate business was in 1972. I can still remember, you know, when she would go to sign they didn't even sign contracts back then. They did everything on a handshake, and you wrote out $100 check and gave it to them. So
Can't imagine.
yeah, no inspections, no more. You know, you did get a mortgage. They were like, oh, we'll just see you at the bank. So.
Yeah, those trusting days.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's pretty impressive. So you ignored the other call for being a lawyer, but I'm sure you had enough. Did you get some education in that by chance, or was it just more of an interest? Because you said you were about to go to college for law.
Yeah, I was going to go to law school and actually work for my father's business, because my father had a transportation company. So, you know, I went to Bentley, and I was going for business and things like that. So I was being trained to really actually work for my dad's company. And then in 1987, my father died unexpectedly, and his brother ended up taking over the company. So I got refocused into selling real estate. So, that you know. Started my real estate career.
Okay, yeah, wow, that's quite a transition.
Mm-hmm.
So did you, during that time, did you try any different systems? Was there anything available at that time for you to try to, you know, lead generation, online marketing, or what was your system before you started using RPS?
Well, you know, going back, that's 30 years ago, and there wasn't, you know, there was no computerized systems. We didn't even have computers. We had, you know, the MLS books back then. So we didn't we didn't have any computer type systems. We had manual systems. We had the pink while you're out pads to take, those were our early voicemail days. You know, instead of having voicemail, you had the pink while you were out pads, and you'd write the message and leave it on the person's desk. And that was how you got messages. And in order for us to keep in contact with clients, you know, we had mailing type systems where you would mail to clients, and we did a lot of phone calls and dialing and things like that, but we had no computer systems or websites. I mean, the internet wasn't even around. So.
Yeah, but you were already training yourself to understand the importance of keeping in contact with clients. So you had your own system. And I've talked to other agents where, you know, Frank Serio basically had sent just hundreds of index cards with everyone's names on it. So yeah, it's just like you had your own system, but it just hadn't turned to technology yet. So you were already kind of ready for something to kind of make your life easier. Right. So did Real Pro Systems come on your radar later on in the late 90s or early 2000s?
Yes, you know, when I would say the internet became pretty strong, 90s, like 94, 95, somewhere in that time frame. And I had actually gone to another company to actually get my website done. And it was kind of a tumultuous type relationship, and I paid $6,000 or $7,000 to have my website done, and it really wasn't what I was looking for, and it didn't do what they said it was going to do. So I stuck with them for a couple of years, and then after continuing to come, I started coming to Celebration, I think around 2001 and 2002, and that's when I got introduced to Real Pro.
Okay.
And then I started talking to the folks there, and I can't even remember what the salesman's name was, but at the
back
time,
then I don't think it was Rick, but yeah.
No, it was definitely not Rick.
Yeah.
I can't recall who it was. Terry Ranella.
Oh yes,
Terry.
Terry.
Terry Ranella.
Yep. She's still part of the team.
Right, exactly. And I got talking to her, and she's really the one that was very instrumental in having me come over to Real Pro, and they were showing me what they could do, and the hands-on, and a lot of the support, and that's what agents look for. You know, you want the technology, but you also need the support to help you out when you have a problem or when something's not working right. The support was ideal, so I clicked it off really well with her, and I was happy.
Yeah, so it's been some time, but
yes.
It sounds like you've had, out of everyone I've talked to, they've had the easiest transition because you went straight to Real Pro. You didn't try something else that was kind of like halfly available of what you needed, the system. So you've been with us obviously for a long time. So did you start off on the gold or?
What's the entry level? Was it
the
a silver? Yeah, I think I did start on the silver, and gradually worked myself up to the gold. I think I'm at the gold plus right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fantastic. That's what we like to do, is give options for every stage of the realtor's career. So that makes sense. And then when you use your RPS system, what are the tools that you prefer? What are the ones that have been the most beneficial for your business?
Well, the website itself is a great presentation of who I am in my business, and it's an excellent listing tool, and it's great to have clients go to that to set up their own searches, but as well as showcase who I am and how my listings are presented, and it's very impressive, and there's nobody in my market that uses Real Pro, so I really do stand out amongst all my competition when it comes to website presence. I think the blogging, I really enjoy the blogging, the features that you can do. I'm excited to hear about the new testimonial, the reviews. So I'm excited I'm going to add that to my program. And I did see Rob Levy's Tech Talk.
Great.
And I'm going to start using the video embedded in there too as well. I think those are really great features.
Yeah, the video's been really strong, and one thing I've noticed too is when you do get stronger in the video arena and embed it on your site and then market it through Facebook, a beautiful thing happens is that when people come to your site and spend more time on it watching that video, because it is embedded on YouTube, but it's also on your RPS system.
Right.
And since Google and YouTube are owned, Google owns YouTube, your SEO starts to improve quite drastically. So that's kind of an insight that a lot of agents aren't aware of until they actually start getting into that.
Right, and that's what I didn't know about it either, and so I'm excited to try to get some help to get going with that as well.
Yeah, so that's exciting. I'll have to check back in with you in a few months and see how it's going.
No, it's really good, and I think the website itself is very user friendly, and there's a lot of back end tools that are so easy to use. So very easily to be explained, and then the tutorials or calling up Mark and asking him to do a little session. There's always some good support.
Someone available, we like hearing that too. Perfect. So just to kind of wrap this up, because I know everyone's busy and we're about to end Celebration. So if you could have someone give you any advice, it was 10 years ago for you, what advice would you give yourself in the real estate industry?
To have a game plan, have obviously goals, far-reaching goals, because you want to make them, try to attain those goals, and being able to have access to technology like the Real Pro site to help you market your business and have a better showcase for your clients. So I know just technology. I'm from 1986. That's an era where we didn't have technology, and now the people getting into the business have all these tools available to them. So that's my best advice, is to embrace the technology and jump on it as soon as you can and have your presence, and then work from there.
Yeah, that's great advice for other agents out there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, MJ, for taking the time to speak with me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.